At least 2 air bases housing U.S. troops in Iraq have been hit by more than a dozen ballistic missiles, according to the U.S. Department of Defense. Iranian state TV has said that the attack is a retaliation after the country's top commander, Qasem Soleimani, was killed in a drone strike in Baghdad on the orders of U.S. President Donald Trump. Good morning, I'm Amit Mackerel, and these are the top stories of this hour. The government continues to introduce bills that directly interfere on citizens' constitutional rights. A bill that allows state to invade one's privacy, tabled at the National Assembly. Around 30,000 development projects stranded due to lack of coordination between 3 tiers of government. Inter-provincial and intergovernmental financial councils remain ineffective. At least 2 air bases of U.S. troops in Iraq attacked by more than a dozen ballistic missiles. Iran terms it a retaliation after the U.S. killing of the country's top military commander. And Manchester City advances a step closer to Carabao Cup final, defeating fierce rivals Manchester United 3-1 in the first leg of the semi-final. In addition to the information technology bill that challenges the constitutional provision of freedom of expression, the government has come up with another bill that threatens individual right to privacy. Based on the proposals in the bill, the government's intelligence agency would have the authority to monitor conversations between public individuals in social media, SMS and telephone, among others. We have a report.
The Nepal Special Service Bill, which has been tabled at the upper house for discussion, includes a provision that allows the state to monitor activities of any individual and collect any communication data available. Article number 10 includes a clause that allows the government agencies to monitor and record conversations, including audio, visual, and electronic messages of any individual and organizations exchanged through public communication platforms. Based on the bill, the task will be carried out by the National Investigation Department, citing it is in the interests of national independence and sovereignty. However, this contradicts an individual's right to privacy.
त्यो संविधानले ग्यारेन्टी गरेको विषयवस्तुमाथि यसरी चाहिँ तपाईले नयाँ कानुन बनाएर चाहिँ नि व्यक्तिको चाहिँ नि तपाईको गोपनीयतामाथि चाहिँ नि तपाईले छानबिन सुरु गर्नुभयो। विशेष गरेर अनुसन्धानको निकायलाई त्यो अधिकार दिनुभयो र अनुसन्धान गर्ने निकायभित्र अनुसन्धानको निकाय भनेको त तपाईको त्यो खोक्रो त हुँदैन। त्यसभित्र मान्छे हुन्छन्, व्यक्ति हुन्छन्। गर्दा कोही तपाईले अमुक व्यक्तिलाई चाहिँ नि कोही अरु अमुक व्यक्तिको चाहिँ नि यो प्राइभेसीमाथि चाहिँ सिधै इन्क्रोचमेन्टको अधिकार दिनुभयो।
The proposed bill also includes a clause that allows the state to collect data through internet and phone, among other sources available. The same clause has also been included in the Information Technology Bill with a condition that requires court's permission. Experts say the Nepal Special Service Bill violates an individual's constitutional rights of expression and privacy. The main opposition, Nepali Congress, has filed amendment proposal of the bill at the parliament. Experts are of the opinion both of these bills are the result of government's autocratic modus operandi in the name of national security that threatens the country's hard-earned democracy.
In the context of the controversial Nepal Special Services Bill currently tabled at the National Assembly that allows the state to tap any individual's telephone, email and other communication medium, our correspondent Navraj Pandey held a conversation with former Justice Vidyanath Upadhyay. Here are some excerpts.
राज्यले अलि यो विशेष सेवा गठन सम्बन्धी यो गुप्तचर विधेयक चाहिँ अलि राष्ट्रिय सभामा छलफलको क्रममा छ। यसमा चाहिँ राज्यले चाहेको खण्डमा कतिपय इमेल वा फोन वा अनु माध्यमबाट व्यक्तिले गरेका कुराकानीहरू राज्यले लिन सक्ने व्यवस्था छ। यसले चाहिँ के संकेत गर्छ? यसले अलिकति वैयक्तिक स्वतन्त्रतामाथि प्रश्न उठाउँदैन?
एउटा कुरा त के छ भने मान्छेको गोपनीयताको हक जुन छ, यो स्वतन्त्रता जुन छ, आफ्नो कुरो राख्ने, राज्यले इन्टरफेयर गर्न नपाउने एउटा स्वतन्त्रता जुन छ, त्योलाई त अब युनिभर्सली मान्नै पर्यो। किन संविधानमा पनि आयो, यो जनताले नै बनाएको संविधान हो। यो यसमा अरु कुनै विवाद हुनै सक्दैन। तर कुरा के हुन्छ भने कहिले-कहिले देशको लागि खतराको कुरा हुन सक्छ। देशकै लागि खतरा आएपछि मान्छेको पर्सनल राइट भन्दा पनि कन्ट्रीको राइट इम्पोर्टेन्ट हो भनेर सोच्छन्। त्यस्तै गरेर समाजमा पनि केही कुरा बिगार्ने कामहरू पनि हुन सक्छ। नेसन विरुद्धको अपराधहरू हुन सक्छ, राज्य विरुद्धको अपराधहरू हुन सक्छ। त्यस्तो अपराधहरूलाई पनि कन्ट्रोल गर्न पर्छ। किन सामुदायिक कुराहरूमा त हामी त मनसन्त हुन्छौँ। किन इन्डिभिजुअलको चाहिँ एउटा व्यक्तिगत स्वतन्त्रताको पनि कुरा छ हैन, उसको आफ्नो प्राइभेसी पनि छ, राइट टु प्राइभेसी पनि छ। त्यो बहुत ठुलो कुरा हो, इन्टरनेसनली रिकग्नाइज कुरा हो।
विधेयकमा चाहिँ संदिग्ध व्यक्ति वा शङ्कास्पद व्यक्तिहरूको त्यस्तो देखिएको भनिएको आधार छ, त्यो आधार चाहिँ कसरी बनाउने, त्यो शङ्कास्पद व्यक्ति को हो वा संदिग्ध व्यक्ति को हो भन्ने आधार चाहिँ कसरी तय गर्ने?
अब त्यो त आधार त इभिडेन्सबाट हुन्छ, एभिडेन्स नै हुनुपर्छ, त्यो सब्सटेन्सियल आधारै हुनुपर्छ। तर शङ्का गर्दा फेरि वस्तुनिष्ठ आधार छ भन्नेमा पनि भएन। त्यो कुरो अर्को पार्टीले पनि हेर्नुपर्छ जस्तो मलाई लाग्छ। मलाई लाग्यो नि एउटा एभिडेन्स प्रड्युस गर्ने, त्यो एभिडेन्स पनि जाँच्नुपर्छ कसैले।
Development works at the provincial and local levels are almost at a standstill due to continued inactivity of the Inter-Provincial Council under the leadership of the Prime Minister and Intergovernmental Financial Council, which is under the leadership of Finance Minister. Around 30,000 development projects have been stranded as a result.
The Inter-Provincial Council was formed under the leadership of the Prime Minister to resolve potential issues between the centre and provinces and between provinces itself. On December last year, the Council had decided to form relevant laws in 3 months' time, citing the Council was unable to implement federalism due to lack of common laws between the centre and the provincial level. However, the Council has yet to form the laws despite the lapse of a year. Furthermore, the Council has not held a single meeting since 9 months. As a result, provinces have, for the time being, scrapped 1,500 projects, including road, agriculture, drinking water, education and health projects, among others, worth 40 billion rupees. Likewise, provincial governments are preparing to return the centre additional projects, citing lack of support. The Intergovernmental Financial Council was formed under the leadership of Finance Minister to overlook on the financial issues at the provincial and local levels and formulate relevant laws. However, the Council has not been able to determine the financial management regulations nor the criteria for projects. Likewise, the Council has also yet to implement the decisions taken through the earlier meeting. Due to lack of clear financial criteria, over 30,000 projects that were handed over to the provincial governments by the centre have been left stranded. This has raised questions on the role of both of these councils. Experts assert implementation of federalism is a challenge. However, the lack of initiatives from the federal government in solving issues has raised more dissatisfaction at the local and provincial level.
And time now for a short break. For more news, do stay with us. Welcome back after the break. The NIPSE index has gone up by 51 points in 3 days. The NIPSE index increased by 16.23 points to reach 1,216.93 points yesterday, and the transaction exceeded 1 billion rupees yesterday after quite some time. Based on the data provided by the share market, 3.88 million rupees shares of 179 companies sold for 1.1 billion rupees. The NIPSE sensitive index that represents the status of companies of first category increased by 4.13 points. Likewise, hotel and manufacturing sectors too enjoyed a good day at the share market yesterday. The non-life insurance companies enjoyed the most increment of 86.56 points. Microfinance group enjoyed an increase of 32.9 points, development banks of 26 points, and banking sector 19 points. The overall NIPSE index had increased by 18 points on Monday and 16 points on Sunday. It's time now for the international update. At least 2 air bases housing U.S. troops in Iraq have been hit by more than a dozen ballistic missiles, according to the U.S. Department of Defense. Iranian state TV says the attack is a retaliation after country's top commander, Qasem Soleimani, was killed in a drone strike in Baghdad on the orders of U.S. President Donald Trump. The Pentagon says at least 2 sites were attacked in Erbil and Al-Assad. It is unclear if there have been any casualties. Iran's Revolutionary Guard said the attack was in retaliation for the death of Soleimani on Friday. And time now for another short break. For more news, do stay with us. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked the residents of Salyan district what should be done to fulfill the targets of sustainable development. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public voice. विकास पूरा गर्नको लागि चाहिँ एउटा कमिटमेन्ट हुनु पर्यो, लोकल रिसोर्सेसहरु मोबिलाइज हुनु पर्यो, लोकल रिसोर्सेसहरु प्रमोट हुनु पर्यो।
तिनै तहका सरकारले र विभिन्न सरकारवालाले दिगो विकास लक्ष्य हासिल गर्नका लागि ती लक्ष्यहरुलाई मध्यनजर गर्दै योजना तर्जुमा गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ।
सरकारले नेतृत्व गर्ने, त्यसलाई चाहिँ अरू सम्पूर्ण निकायहरूले सहयोग गर्ने गर्यो भने हामी चाहिँ दिगो विकास लक्ष्यमा पुग्न सक्छौँ।
सम्बन्धित सबै चाहिँ व्यक्तिहरूले, सबै निकायहरूले चाहिँ आफ्नो पक्षबाट चाहिँ आफ्नो दायित्व, आफ्नो कर्तव्य निर्वाह गर्नुपर्छ।
कस्तो खालको विकास गर्ने हो त भनेर हेर्नुपर्छ होइन। अनि त्यही अनुसारको प्लानिङ गर्नु पर्यो र त्यही अनुसारको त्यो प्लानिङ अनुसारको चाहिँ इम्प्लिमेन्टेसन गर्ने। अनि इम्प्लिमेन्टेसनहरू चाहिँ राम्रोसँग भएको छ कि छैन भनेर प्रपर सुपरभिजन र मोनिटरिङ गर्यो भने चाहिँ दिगो विकास हुन सक्छ।
सङ्घ, प्रदेश र स्थानीय तहले चाहिँ यसलाई दिगो विकास लक्ष्य पुरा गर्नको निम्ति जुन 17वटा इन्डिकेटरहरू बनाएको छ, यो इन्डिकेटरलाई योजनाबद्ध तरिकाले योजना बनाएर कार्यान्वयन गर्न जरुरी छ।
लोकल रिसोर्सेसहरूलाई मोबिलाइज गर्ने, त्यस्तै अब प्लानिङ्सहरू पनि गर्नु पर्यो।
It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And the question is, what does government recording individuals' private conversation indicate? And options are A, violating one's fundamental right, B, controlling intention, and C, vigilance for national security. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Now the sports update.
Sports news.
Manchester City have won foot in the Carabao Cup final after overcoming fierce rivals Manchester United 3-1 at Old Trafford in the first leg of the semi-final tie on last night. City did all their hard work in the first half, with Bernardo Silva opening the scoring in the 17th minute with a brilliant left-footed finish from outside the penalty area that rocketed off the crossbar and in. Riyad Mahrez then doubled the advantage after rounding David De Gea before Andreas Pereira put through his own net. United had been humiliated in the opening period but grabbed a glimmer of hope in the second half after Marcus Rashford pulled the goal back after firing low past Claudio Bravo in the 78th minute. Sadio Mane has been named the 2019 African Player of the Year after winning the UEFA Champions League with his club Liverpool and leading Senegal to the Africa Cup of Nations final. Mane won the award for the first time after finishing runners-up to his Liverpool teammate Mohamed Salah of Egypt in 2017 and 18. The third nominee, Riyad Mahrez of Algeria and Manchester City, won the award in 2016. Mane is only the second Senegalese to win the award after El Hadji Diop, who was the winner in 2001 and 2002. The Confederation of African Football ceremony was held in the city of Hurghada in Egypt. Both Salah and Mane were integral parts of Liverpool helping the Reds win the 2019 UEFA Champions League. It's time now for our special segment, Laugh Out Loud.
With the country doing away with load shedding, the night view of Kathmandu Valley is nothing less than electrifying, to say the least. Ironically, at the same time, the roads in Kathmandu Valley wear a gloomy dark look as evening sets in. The government authorities have been shying away from their responsibilities by blaming each other, while the nighttime pedestrians have been bearing the brunt of the anomaly. A part of Kathmandu's evening life is also the roadside vendors or shops who have been selling Chinese goods, mainly clothes, shoes, and other daily consumable items with the help of what is popularly called as emergency lights in the country. Likewise, the pedestrians are at the mercy of the lights of the vehicles while crossing the roads, which is also one reason behind the increasing fatal accidents on Kathmandu roads. The Electricity Authority had installed streetlights from Tribhuvan International Airport to the capital's Baneshwar area during the SAARC summit. However, these lights too are not functioning properly due to lack of maintenance. The authority lately has said that the maintenance work does not fall under its jurisdiction, while maintaining that it is now the responsibility of the metropolis to look into the maintenance of street lamps. The electric poles installed by the Electricity Authority were removed during road expansion work, leading to the dark and dismal Kathmandu streets when the night sets in. However, none of the concerned bodies have taken the initiative to lighten up the Kathmandu streets. The logic of the Kathmandu metropolis is all the more ridiculous as the metropolis does not want to pay the electricity tariff if it maintains the streetlights, which according to Electricity Authority is not justifiable. This is Saza Lamichane for Kantipur News Desk.
And before we wrap up, a reminder of the top stories. The government continues to introduce bills that directly infringe on citizens' constitutional rights. A bill that allows state to invade one's privacy tabled at the National Assembly. Around 30,000 development projects stranded due to lack of coordination between three tiers of government. Interprovincial and intergovernmental financial councils remain ineffective. At least 2 air bases of U.S. troops in Iraq attacked by more than a dozen ballistic missiles. Iran attempts it a retaliation after the U.S. killing of the country's top military commander. And Manchester City advances a step closer to Carabao Cup final, defeating fierce rivals Manchester United 3-1 in the first leg of the semi-final. And that's all for this hour. Keep watching Kantipur Television SD for more news and entertainment. Have a good day.